I'm Spencer,
And I'm producer Ed.
and this is The Edge. And we're here to talk about the producer, or the
Producer. We're going to
One
talk
second.
all about me right now.
the director, the co-director of Final Fantasy 15, and his statements recently about the impact his game is supposed to make. Or not make.
Yeah.
He,
Go ahead.
he recently said, it's not to say that I don't have any concerns at all, but I believe that it'll really depend on how Final Fantasy 15 does. And he's talking about the Japanese gaming market.
Yes.
Because I really want more people to enjoy games in the living room on a big screen. If Final Fantasy 15 doesn't do well, perhaps there's not much of a future for console games. It kind of really depends on how that goes. So basically what he's saying is that if his game doesn't do well, then console gaming in Japan is over.
Yeah. And you had a really good word for this. What was it? Misogynist? No.
Yeah, misogynistic.
Misogynistic.
It's just like painfully self-indulgent. He's
Yeah.
just like,
Well, first off, Japan gaming, a lot of it is done mobilely. They
Yeah.
do a lot of it on handheld games. That's why the Vita sells so well over there. That's why they produce so much stuff for them, for the Vitas and the handheld consoles over there, 3DS and everything. That's why there's a pedometer on your 3DS, because that's why there's the Street Pass on the 3DS, because a lot of people are traveling through the city.
Yeah.
So he does want a community in the house to actually want to sit down and play a console game. Recently, I was looking for video games to play, and I found one of my favorite games of all time, Shining Force, was creating a game for Japan only. I'm like, what the hell is this? So I look it up, and it's an arcade game. It's actually a Sega-made arcade system that plays specific games, because they don't expect people to play games in their home. It's out at arcades. It's out while you're on the train, while you're walking around, you're playing on your handheld systems. So he's hoping that this will bring people back into the living room. But to say that this game, if Japan doesn't love it, that every publisher should just stop trying to make console games, and that console games are going to fail in Japan, that's just egotistically stupid.
yeah.
It's so,
Yeah.
he's so self-involved in his one video game being so amazing that it's going to save the video game world.
And let's get one thing straight, too. The Japanese people aren't stupid.
No.
Square Enix is not the company. Like, if this was the same people that made, like, Final Fantasy VII and Final Fantasy IX, and, like, if they somehow carried that legacy this far, and they said, yeah, Final Fantasy 15, if this doesn't do well, this is a big red flag, I'd be like, yeah, you're right. You're totally right. But these are the people that have recently made Final Fantasy 13. They made,
Was he in charge of Final Fantasy 13?
I don't know, but this is that company.
Right, yeah, this is that company, but I don't think this director, I don't think he was.
But they made, this company has made a lot of crap.
Yes, yeah, I will not disagree.
This is not the company that's making amazing games. There's so many better RPGs that are coming out. There's from different companies. Like Atlas has Persona 5, which is huge.
Yeah.
In Japan, it's probably even bigger than it is here.
Yeah, there's actually so many JRPGs that are only released in Japan. And my brother and I, we've considered learning Japanese so that we can play these games, because we're huge RPG fans.
Yeah.
And there's just so many that they release out there. To say that Final Fantasy 15 is the only one that matters is just narrow-minded.
It's asinine.
Yeah.
Like, not even... This isn't even the number one RPG anyone's looking forward to.
Mm-mm.
I mean, it looks like it's going to be a good game, but...
Yeah, I agree. I'm all for...
Persona 5 looks like a huge game. You've got Dragon Quest Heroes that already... I think it might have already come out there, but that's Dragon Quest is like a holiday out in Japan.
Yeah.
It's a huge deal over there. To say that Final Fantasy 15 is it, it's just... Ugh.
Yeah.
These guys don't know. That just shows me that they don't know what's going on in gaming,
Yeah.
which I've already known for several years now.
Now, I did read another article where the guy did talk about his video game, and I am very excited about Final Fantasy 15. I am looking forward to it. Open world. It's going to play. He did make Crisis Core for the PSP. This guy did create that game. So I'm all for the action RPG that he's creating out of this, and the open world. He does want to make it more like Final Fantasy VIII, and he keeps referencing 8, and he keeps skipping over 13 when he talks about previous ones that were successful. Good. He keeps skipping over 13, and even he barely mentions 10.
Good.
He talks more of 7 and 8, and you can kind of see that in 8 he is taking the fact that your guy rides around in a car. Well, in 8 you had a car that you drove around in, as well as a chocobo, and this one you have those options as well. So he is looking for more of a Final Fantasy VIII environment, and that was one of the more successful Final Fantasies. And also Crisis Core, would have to say, was successful as well. Granted, not very many people had PSPs or had access to play the game. It wasn't a huge seller, but for the people who had PSPs, it was a great game. So I think the guy is going to make a fantastic game, but it's not going to be a end-all, be-all video game. Like, especially for Japan. Japan has such a lucrative, vibrant video game community and just library of video games.
Yeah.
There's no way that this is going to kill it.
So that's the dumbest comment ever. I'm Spencer.
And I'm producer Eric. Be sure to comment, like, and subscribe to this video. We produce new videos every week! He's going to hate us.
Yeah, Dustin's going to hate us.